Hey, so we are talking recognition, which is something I get so many questions about, and I made big, big, big mistakes when I first promoted to director. Number one, keep it simple, keep it cheap, and keep it duplicatable. Meaning, whatever you do for one, you need to be able to do for 1,000 when your team gets to that big. If you don't think it will eventually. And you don't want anybody saying that you're playing favorites. This is why I don't do Christmas gifts. I don't do like all of the birthday shout outs and all of that stuff because it's not something that I can commit to keeping up with. If I did Christmas gifts this year, even for just my directors, it would have been like 30 gifts or so. So I want you to remember that whatever you do for one, you want to be able to do for 1,000. Okay, that's number one. Remember to reward the behaviors that you want repeated. This means sales. This means sponsoring. This means posting on the team page. But this also means super simple things like a screenshot of I see you working. If you see them posting something on their story, or if you have a brand new consultant and they made their list, their Frank's list, post about that. Like you want to continue to reward those actions that you want repeated. You have the ability to completely change someone's life. What if this is the only time that they ever hear something positive? So take the time as the leader to shout all of those different things out. If you see someone making samples, if whatever it is, I encourage you to over positive reinforce because that is going to create a culture where everybody really wants to be shouted out. You do not need to go and buy all the postcards. You don't. You need to decide what type of recognition is going to work for you. Decide what type of recognition is going to work for you and what type of recognition is going to be sustainable and what's going to be affordable. So I do the cover photos. I tell my team I'll have those up by the 5th of the month. I don't have people asking me on the 1st because I tell them I work my personal business. I've set that standard. That is free recognition. I do the postcards now with a little something with it, but that's because my business has grown. When I first started, I went and bought all of those dang postcards from Vistaprint because I felt like I had to be like everybody else. You don't, and you shouldn't be. Okay. You can absolutely, what a lot of leaders do is they actually have like the postcards, like the template downloaded to their phone, and they type in the numbers and they personally send those out. Or you can personally post them on people's Facebook or on their Instagram. That not only is recognizing them, but it's also showing other people in your life that you are valuing what other people are doing. But whatever you decide to do, you need to make a commitment to it. Okay, so don't do it 1 month and then don't do it again for 3 months. So you have to decide what that is. Be honest and open with your teammates about that. And if you decide to start doing the postcards, don't feel like you have to put anything with it. You can buy the postcards and use a 35-cent postcard stamp. You don't have to have postcards printed. You can do the Avery print at home. To be honest, you can use cardstock and print out something for each month. Some people like doing that, where they'll do like a leprechaun one for March or whatever, and they do it themed. So they don't buy a bunch at one time. Once again, you don't have to do that. A voice text, a public shout out goes a really, really long way. But do it consistently. Other things you want to recognize are getting active for the first time, promotions for sure. 500 by the 15th, getting paid at title, being on promotion watch, things of that nature. But you don't want to recognize other people's promotions for them. So if it's not your front line and you notice someone promoted, I would reach out to their sponsor and see what's going on. Is their sponsor still helping? Is their sponsor still with Scentsy? It is their sponsor's responsibility. I definitely still shout people out and say congratulations, but you don't want to take on all of that responsibility. You want to teach your team that they should be recognizing their team members as well. Recognition. Something else that you can do with recognition is assign some leaders to be cheerleaders. So when you do post somebody doing something well or whatever, those people make sure to go comment on it as well. And when team members see other people commenting, they'll be more likely to do that. Some people have like a sunshine award, somebody that's super positive. It's super easy to do free recognition. No matter what you decide to do, commit to it. Commit to it and don't falter, or be open with your communication with your team. You can also send things from Amazon Prime for like $2, Starbucks shit, or Starburst shipped to somebody with a cute little saying, some highlighter shipped to somebody with a cute little saying. And then that way you're not having to do postage. Whatever is going to work for you is what you need to do for recognition. I am also going to attach a little document of what I do for recognition. This is a system that I've kind of created over time. Do not take on too much as a new director. Do not feel like you have to do what anybody else is doing. You need to do you, boo. Do you. But the biggest thing is to have open communication. Definitely ask what your upline director is doing, what they found that's worked. I am no expert. We all learn every single day. But if you continue to recognize all of those behaviors that you want repeated, the human brain searches out positive energy like that. So it's going to continue to be repeated. I love y'all. Mean it.